the reason I called was because I have been, I think I've lived a fairly environmentally friendly life. I've sort of been aware, but by no means, an activist, or I've just lived a normal life, really.
Are you rejecting the sobriquet left-wing rabble?
Yes.
Good.
Utterly.
So, do you think that left-wing rabble is a fair description of the tactics Extinction Rebellion are employing? Well,
I was so appalled myself with all the news coming through on the climate.
Yes.
And then when and obviously there was David Attenborough's Climate Change the Fact programme.
Yes.
And I just felt real sort of despair. I felt so unhappy about the state of the world, but then it wasn't reflected in any of the media. I just couldn't understand why. There might be a story about a number of extinctions and things, and then it just sort of now over to the sports news and things, and I thought, why is this not absolutely changing?
Oh, you are the
doing?
Perfect caller, because it just baffles you that the story doesn't demand more attention and more.
Well, it seems so obvious to me. I watched a little bit of the David Attenborough programme again this morning, and I couldn't keep watching it. It was so upsetting.
And there's a book out.
Obvious that things to be done. And then in April, I thought, well, thank God, there's some people who are trying to bring this up everyone's agenda. It's trying to make this obvious to people, and so.
And how do you accommodate the complaints about disruption? And, I don't think it's irresponsible to reach for the most extreme possible examples of disruption.
Well, I think, desperate times calls for desperate measures. And I don't think they are holding the government, to hostage.
No.
To try and get things done. I don't think that's not it. It's just about being visible and making a big impact.
Yes, I've got that wrong.
A big impact because you won't get any media attention if you just, stand in a park,
waving a placard in a field that nobody is filming.
Exactly,
so to speak. And you don't need to be any good at journalism to know that if you took this to your news editor and then the news editor say, what are they going to do? Are they going to chain themselves to railings? Are they going to unleash 200,000 litres of fake blood at the Treasury? Are they going to be disrupting? Are they closing down bridges? Say, no, boss. They're just going to be peacefully protesting outside Parliament. You go and cover something else.
They are. You see, I was so impressed with how they operated before because they were peaceful, and it was.
It's peaceful, but it's not peaceful, if you see what I mean. I don't know whether you've ever had to extricate children from a soft play gym, Gillian.
Yeah, I know.
They tend, you know what they do when they kind of make themselves heavier, and you're trying to get them out, and I don't know how they do it, but they do that thing where they kind of flop and everything goes flaccid, and they somehow become heavier and harder to move. That's what they're doing. So
that's just if they didn't do that.
Then we would not be talking about it. Yeah, this is why I can't pick a sort of pungent position on it, because we would not be talking about it. There's a bit of guilt, probably, and embarrassment involved in it.